Previously on Man on the Street.
Honestly, this universe is kinda lame. I was surprised to hear that all these people that I know are just characters from video games and movies here.
Oh God, it's back!
What I wanted to tell you is that everything is going according to plan, Mad Mike. I await your next order.
Marvelous. Project Imagine is a goal.
Hey man, what are you up to today?
Well, I gotta film an episode of Man on the Street. I just don't know what I'm gonna do for it.
Well, have you checked the mail?
Oh, thanks, Shogun Warriors Godzilla. Oh.
You're invited to play Dungeons and Dragons. Please put on the included magical ring to teleport to our location.
Well, I guess today I'm gonna be the man rolling dice because I'm going to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, well, have fun, man. D&D is pretty cool, but back in my universe, it's a lot cooler when you get to play with real dragons.
You better tell me about that later. Excuse me.
Can I help you?
Well, I'm the man on the street, and I came here to level up because I was invited to a D&D game, but I have no idea how to play. So I was hoping maybe I could find someone here who could help me out.
Well, I'm the person to ask.
What do you do at Level Up? What makes you the D&D expert?
My name is Sid. I am the basically tabletop RPG person. I'm in charge of all the D&D nights, and I could probably answer your questions whether you're looking for D&D or another game.
Awesome. I guess to start off here, what is Dungeons and Dragons?
Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game where one person, the Dungeon Master, is kind of in charge, and the rest of the group is trying to mess up what they've rolled-built. Your character is put into the Dungeon Master's world. Depending on how you interact with that world and how you react to what the Dungeon Master is doing, they'll set a challenge for you. You roll some dice. Depending on what that challenge is, you may or may not succeed based on what numbers are in your character sheet.
All right, and what is a Dungeon Master?
Like I said, Dungeon Master is the one in charge. They're the one who created the world or is running the campaign. They play all the monsters, all the non-player characters, and basically decide how hard it is for you.
All right, and then I guess beyond that, how do I start to play D&D? Like, how do I get into it?
Well, you need character sheets, you build your character, you get at least one set of dice, depending on what kind of character you're playing, and you find yourself a group.
How does somebody in the Hastings community get into the game? Do you guys have any events or resources here?
Well, Wednesday night in Hastings is our designated D&D night. We have open tables for anyone who has a group and is looking for space. Our current groups for the store are kind of full up, but we have open tables other nights of the week as well, if Wednesday doesn't work for you.
Well, that sounds awesome. I think that I've got everything that I need here. Thank you so much. I better jet to my game before they get started without me, so thank you again.
You find yourselves in a small town, a town known as Tierhaven. You've heard some disturbing rumors recently of a group of children going missing. You've looked around a bit, and with the help of a monster hunter who is in the area, you've deduced that the children were last seen going into an old, decrepit manor that overlooks the town itself. You make your way up to the main doors of this old, run-down manor. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk up and put my ear to the door. I'm gonna see if I can't hear anything on the other side.
All right, certainly. Make a perception check, please.
17.
All right, so as you put your ear up to the rotten wood door, you don't hear much of anything on the other side. Sounds pretty quiet, pretty still.
Bumbo takes a hit from his wooden pipe. He walks between the group and nudges them aside. He takes out his club.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to play. D&D.
No, what?
How did you get in here?
I got an invitation.
No, we didn't send out
Right
anything.
here. Teleportation.
We did not invite
here.
Who did it? You're not welcome here.
That's a literal magic item.
Oh, sure, okay. And monkeys can fly.
Yes. I mean, I brought my dice. I just want to
Fork that over.
hand
it over here,
You
quick.
want to play with us?
You're gonna play with it. You're gonna fork over the magic.
You want to be here. You gotta give it to him.
Wait. Don't I know you?
You know this man?
All right. Well, do you have a character sheet at least?
I need that.
You came here without a character sheet?
I brought dice.
You have dice?
You know what?
What's your character? You need to find a little character.
Do you mind if I just ask you guys some questions while I try to figure out what character I want to play?
I guess.
That's fine. You're here already, so why not?
Well, I guess in that case, let's get rolling. I rolled a 12. What is your favorite D&D class and why?
Oh, easy. Paladin, completely. Just, they're strong, they're really effective in combat, and there's a lot you can play with roleplay-wise as being this, exemplar figure of what's good in the world. I think there's a lot that you can play with that as a character.
Oh, yeah, are you able to see? Should you? Yeah, I've got it right here. Do you want to take it?
Thanks.
My favorite D&D class, probably Ranger. Ranger's good. Ranger has a lot of versatility in it.
Probably a rogue. I really like the sneaky aspect of it, and sneak attacks really, really useful sometimes.
I think my favorite one, though, I love the monk. Just because you can literally run up walls, you can run on water, you can punch really hard. Plus, I love, just in my head, running up to an enemy and doing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Aura Power Punch.
Oh man, that's a tough one. They're all pretty cool, but I think personally, I gotta go wizard. I think I just like the versatility. I like having that big spell list, and I like casting spells, so.
I guess kind of coming off of that, what class do you think you would be in real life?
Well, I'd say probably a bard, because I'm a musician, so that's it.
I would like to say monk, but I'm not fast. I'm the opposite.
Probably a bard, just because I play music and stuff like that, and so I feel like for me personally that would be my best in real life class.
I'd like to pick something cool like cleric or ranger, but in reality it probably does come down to wizard, because wizard would just be so incredibly useful.
Personality-wise, I think I would most likely be a wizard or a cleric, just because I like to keep my distance and get up close and stuff. But in terms of physical traits, I would say barbarian.
Well, I'd like to think a paladin, but I think, realistically, a wizard, there's so much utility to being able to cast spells and just bend the world to, bend reality to your needs. I think there's a lot of more applied usage for that.
Do you prefer to be a player or the dungeon master?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I prefer being a DM. It's just a really nice creative outlet for me. I think it's just really fun coming up with adventures and plot hooks, cool characters, cool locations. I think that's a big part of it for me.
I very much prefer to be a player. I've tried DMing in the past, but I'm much more at ease as a player.
Alrighty, and you said that you are a dungeon master, so what do you think has been like your favorite adventure, or maybe even just like a little encounter that you've ever done?
Oh man, well, we actually just recently finished up a campaign that we've been playing for about 3 years now. So I'm just gonna say that whole campaign. It was really fulfilling for me, and it wouldn't have been possible without the players there, but we all made it a really great story.
If you had to give a theme song to the campaign, what would it be?
Probably Benny Hill theme, because the characters just kind of like fell into every problem.
Mad Mike, he took the bait. He's going to play Dungeons and Dragons. I think now is the perfect time to enact Project Imagine, sir.
Oh, is that so? His imagination levels will be off the chart. Maybe we'll be able to turn him into a gelatinous cube, or even better yet, a zombie.
Should I begin to make preparations, sir?
Yes, I shall send the Imaginationator to your location. Prepare yourself. According to my calculations, sending items to another universe has a 60% chance of opening a black hole. Don't be shy. Notice the craftsmanship. Precisely perfect.
I thought this was gonna be like a ray gun. You're a mad scientist. Why is it a wizard's staff?
It's Dungeons and Dragons, not spaceships and saucers. You're completely incompetent. We've been through this again and again and again. I've been telling you for years.
After asking my first round of questions, I decided it was time to jet back to Level Up Games and ask some people who play there every week how they got into Dungeons and Dragons. Alrighty, I just want to ask you a question really quick. What do you think got you guys all into D&D?
I had a friend in high school that actually got me into it. I just kind of stumbled in on it, and he showed me one night how to play, and I've been kind of into it ever since.
I know there are Discords, so like if you're nervous, because I was more nervous about the role-playing aspect. So Discords at least give you some sense of kind of anonymity, but I would say ask your friends. See if anyone wants to play with you. Because that
we have a Hastings Facebook group that we have set up for as many of the players as we can get. So that's one way that we kind of set up. And I know we have our Wednesday group is the board game night, and we have a lot of DMs at that one. So finding one of them on that night is probably the best bet.
I mean, everybody's been really nice and welcoming. So it's not like they're going to run you out of town with pitchforks or anything like that either. So.
I was gonna say, it seems scary to get into D&D, but you go to your local game store like Level Up, probably you'll be able to find a group for you. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for your time. We super appreciate it, and I'll let you guys get back to your game. Good luck fighting the dragon.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, I need that.
You gotta stop doing that, man.
I'm sorry. Anyways, here, actually, do you want to take this? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Oh, this is what that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So to start off, do you have a particular favorite Dungeons and Dragons monster?
I'd have to say the Ancient Red Dragon is a classic. It's big, it's scary, it's tough, and it can really be a challenge for any party.
Bullywugs are kind of funny looking. I like bullywugs. The iconic one is probably a Mind Flare. Like, whenever you're just in a combat encounter and you see a Mind Flare, you know you're in some trouble.
All right, what is your favorite character that you have ever played in a game?
His name is Alston Knackle, and he's a gnome rogue. He's just swashbuckling. He's, tries to be charismatic, but he's, 2.5 feet tall, so he's a little, pocket prince.
A lot of complicated things going on.
He's very deep. He's very deep.
My favorite character that I played actually was a character that actually died in our last campaign that we were doing. He was a 9-foot Goliath, and his entire tribe actually got wiped out by a bunch of orcs. Playing him and actually kind of building that character arc of him getting over that loss, but also finding new friends was actually really fun.
My first character who bit the dust, Eliatra, is probably my favorite. Just conceptually, she's a divination wizard, so basically, like, if someone rolls bad, I can just dish out better rolls. She had her arm blown off in a magical explosion doing research, so she has an arcane arm, and probably one of the characters I put a lot of time into coming up with the concept of.
What would you say is your best Nat 20 story, or alternatively, your worst Natural 1 story?
Alrighty, alright. I think I have a story that has a bit of both in it. So this is in the first campaign I've ever played. I was a tiefling paladin, and we entered this room where there's this giant undead dragon. And so I saw it and immediately knew that was what I was going to go for. And I run up to it, I make an attack with advantage, so I roll my 2d20s, and I get 2 nat 1s on it. So my character just falls to the ground, completely wasted my turn, and I just look like an idiot. But next round comes around, and I stand back up, I take my big warhammer, and I roll a natural 20 with it. And I smack the dragon, and I'm pretty sure I killed it in 1 hit.
Well, it wasn't great. My buddy, one of the guys in the group, he rolled a 1 trying to throw my character over a wall, over a pit of lava. And he rolled a 1 and just dunked my character headfirst into a pool of lava, nearly killing him. So I'd say that's probably like the most tragic.
Alrighty, a little bit more serious of a question, but I guess in your shoes, what does it take to be a dungeon master?
Oh, wow. All right, to sum it up, I'd say basically all you got to do is just wing it with confidence.
A lot of it is improv.
A lot of it is improv. You're going to make a lot of plans, and they're going to go right out the window the moment the players start doing their thing. So you just kind of got to roll with the punches.
So I'm curious, how did your little D&D group here form?
Honestly, Ben was a big part of it. He got a strong interest into D&D early. So how we got into it was Ben's brother Brian. He basically wanted to start a D&D group, and Ben invited me and himself to go play for a bit, and then we got Jamie involved. And then after playing that campaign for a while, we decided to start our own, which I started the first campaign in our group. So then we played that for a bit, and then Ben started DMing partway through that just because I didn't have the time to. And then 3 years later, here we are, and campaign's finally over, and lots of memories have been made, lots of loss, but it's been fun. D&D is really cool just because it's a creative outlet for people who aren't always super social, but if people are super social, it fits you too. It lets you try different personalities or try different angles that you wouldn't normally get to or have the confidence to, just because it is its own separate world and you don't got to worry about any stigmas.
After I was finished talking with these guys about their experiences with Dungeons and Dragons and everything in between, I'd finally come up with a character of my own, and it was finally time to play. Well guys, I've got my character sheet all done. I'm going to be playing King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard. Pretty stoked to start playing him.
Interesting choice.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey man.
Of course there's 2 of them. Why wouldn't there be 2 of them?
Did you come to play? Oh, you got a wizard staff. That is wicked. What are you planning on doing?
Where did you get that? Dude, that
Oh, you can't begin to imagine what I've got planned.
What is it?
Whoa, hold on.
Eldritch Blast!
Well, it looks like the alternate universe me got a little bit too in character and cast some sort of eldritch spell. But yeah, D&D was super fun. Hopefully I can play it again sometime with people who didn't get turned into horrifying monsters. But yeah, I guess we'll see you next time we hit the streets.